Hello and welcome to the Big Billion Playbook podcast, the show where we engage with visionary leaders and entrepreneurs who are making their mark in their industries. I'm your host Ritesh Chandra, and today's episode promises to be a fascinating exploration into the world of finance and entrepreneurship. Our featured guest is an individual whose expertise in the financial sector has not only shaped his own success but also left a huge mark in the industry. He is the founder of Veritas Finance, one of India's fastest growing lending businesses and platforms, with a presence across 9 states and having over 6,000 employees. Joining us today is a dynamic leader, Arulmany. His journey from the inception of Veritas Finance to its present standing as a prominent player in the financial landscape is nothing short of extraordinary. Arul actually believes that taking a loan should not be a stressful proposition, as it's actually meant to build your dream, your business. Veritas, under his leadership, has broken many barriers and is determined to reach people across the length and breadth of India. So whether you're a finance enthusiast, an aspiring entrepreneur, or simply curious about the journey of Veritas Finance, you're in for a treat. So grab your favorite snack, settle in, and join me in welcoming our guest, Arul. Arul, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking out the time to be here with us. Arul, let's start with a little bit about yourself. I think you started off as a professional with over nearly 15 years working as a professional. What made you decide to take the entrepreneurial plunge?
Thanks, Ritesh. I think all those words of veteran and all that, I think I'll take it with obviously because you have a regard and for what we have been associated with, you have seen. My life actually started only as an employee. I don't think after my MBA in IRMA, did I ever think about starting something on my own. I think, if you had asked me 25 years back, I don't think that was in my mind at all. Over time, when I was working in Cholamandalam, that's where I spent most of my financial services career, working under Mr. Anandan and Mr. P.N. Vasudevan. Who actually eventually went on to start something on their own. So they were my inspirations. Obviously, I had an opportunity to start up Aptus when Mr. Anandan wanted to start with a housing finance company. So we joined with him and started it from the scratch and built it up. So even then, I think it was more on employment. So I think all along in the Chola career, I think that is something there in the DNA of Chola. I think we all, whenever employees, we were given this overall boundaries and space and freedom to, innovate, freedom to execute, freedom to, operate. So in that sense, I think we have been entrepreneurs in every sense. So when the Aptus, I think then I couldn't probably. I think though we joined and then with whom I have worked for 15 years. I think we are at a different level, stages of our life, and some of the things, probably we couldn't really, ensure that So we had discussions about the way forward for Aptus, and then I decided to, move on to pursue something which I was very passionate about, which is MSME lending, and that's how the journey of Veritas started.
How different has it been from when now that you look back of nearly 7-8 years of more than actually 7-8 years of entrepreneurial journey versus a professional journey? What are the key differences that you'll end up seeing?
Actually, honestly, nothing. In fact, the way I used to work when I was in Chola, the way I used to, I'm working currently, I think there is absolutely no difference. I think, I started the same 8:30 in the morning. I kind of, go through because I think the way I used to operate, not only for running business, also ensuring the business is well capitalized, business has a right investors backing. So as an entrepreneur, I think, ensuring that you have the right partners with whom you tie up with, you get to, have the people who understand, people who probably back you.
Let's talk about a little bit about Veritas, and it's been your baby for now a long period of time. What was the thought behind targeting the MSME segment, and what was the genesis? Where did you see the opportunity come through?
I think being associated with the lending business for about 2 decades, more than 2 decades. I think right through the vehicle finance days, I think where we were interacting with the small business I think though, albeit it was for a different product for a vehicle finance. I think there we had to, tractors, we had three-wheelers, we had people who were buying light commercial vehicles, all of them. Part of them were small businesses. I think we understood the need, understood what they are looking for, what is the struggle that they were going through. So on vehicle side, we were able to really support because that was something we were doing. But I was also able to see many other small businesses are actually or just to left in the hands of money lenders who they were looking at for their support. So this was been working. Not that we had any idea of starting MSME lending at that point of time, but we were aware of the segment. Then we even started the housing finance along with Mr. Anand. Then I was even more closely associated with the rural segments. And then we were there also, we were filling our needs for construction of a house. So even then, I think we were actually not getting to support their core requirement, which is for just starting a business, for supporting a business, building a working capital, giving that lift that is required, for which they again were going only back to the money. So this is something that was, running in my mind. Even in Aptus days, I think this was something that we thought we should expand to, move into and diversify into. And there, I think for various reasons, I think we chose to focus on the construction, which is less riskier and all that. So when the opportunity came to, start something on one, I was very sure that this is a segment that we will address. This segment that we are caught into is where we lend to small businesses. We lend to smaller town customers. We are in rural areas. Even small amounts. We don't give a 20 lakh or a 40 lakh or a 50 lakh for building a business. These people don't need that kind of a wall.
The average ticket size is about
4 lakhs.
4 lakhs.
So a guy who wants to start something and then expand into something, he needs a 3 lakh capital to either build up his shop or expand his thing, or put up more stocks during the festival and all this. And even it may be as as small as buying 5 cows for making a supplementary income also in addition to. So these kind of customers are actually are now today are borrowing from the money lenders where they pay anywhere between 60 to 90% in terms of the interest rate. And that's where I think it's more it is even today continues to be, despite the support of many private equity investors. But I think we continue because they also have that heart in doing what we are focused on doing. It is a social inclusion business. It is a financial inclusion business. It is a social impact creating business. While it is also actually extremely profitable and attractive.
And so just for the benefit of our viewers, you've got MSME lending as a large part of your business, and you've also started now housing finance business. Correct. What is the breakup right now in terms of the loan book?
Yeah, we started as an MSME lending because when you start an organization, when you start up, you need capital and you need to show the way the company can be profitable. So MSME lending, smaller amounts does come with a slightly higher interest rate, and it's a medium-term loan. So it attains profitability faster. It ensures that the scalability is assured. And then once you have built a small scale and size, then we thought, it's another product that, and we have now currently, if you dissect our book, I think we have about 80% of the book in the MSME lending, which includes construction loans as well. And then we have about 15% of the book, which is into close to about 12 to 15% in the unsecured lending, what we call is working capital loans, which are short term, which could be probably be about 1.5 years average. It's about 2 lakhs average ticket size. So broadly, the segment is MSME segment, but the needs that we cater to are different from short term working capital, medium term business loans, long term housing loans as well.
And incidentally, I forgot to mention that you've just crossed 5,000 crores in assets. So congratulations on that achievement. I think as an entrepreneur, it must give you great joy to see the business to scale up to where it is now.
Yeah, I think it's. I think 5,000 is something. I think we took a pause and decided to let it soak in us. I think because that's a significant milestone. Not only because the regulators or because anyone. I think you have in an 8 years journey of 5,000 crores is the biggest milestone. Sure. But having said that, I think the team and all of us, I think we just continue to keep building, and these milestones keep In fact, I think I remember when we started Veritas, we had put in the senior team sat together and we said, how do we build the organization? How do we put in together? So Suchin, Prakash, myself, we all sat. I think there will be a phase one will be we should do 1,000 crores in 1,000 days. And that we did. We did slightly, took a little longer time. I think we did about 4 years. In September 19, we crossed 1,000 crores. And then the vision map had the phase two. Phase two, we said we will do next 5 years. We will take it up to 10,000 crore organization. So these things evolve, and I think sometimes there is an ILFS crisis, there is a COVID, there is all of these things keep coming. But I think as long as you do the right things, as long as you stay prudent, and I think you continue to focus on building the organizations, I think milestones do come.
Correct. No, I completely agree. I think as we've discussed it multiple times, building a financial services business is literally building it brick by brick. You can't expect it to have it done overnight. So.
Absolutely. I think I've been in financial services for 25, 30 years now. The only thing that I've learned is I think every time when you start, you actually start all over again. I don't think your experience will only tell you that you have to be careful.
Let's start with how do you spend your weekends?
Weekends, Netflix.